Hi, it's Jerry with I Love RV Life. On the comments of our YouTube channel and from our contact page at ilovervlife.com, I get questions all the time. Jerry, we love the e-bikes that you're trying out, but we just can't afford them. Isn't there a more value-priced e-bike out there? Well, I've been struggling trying to find one. And isinwheel, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I-S-I-N-wheel, as you'll find it on Amazon. I'll give you links for this. Came to me and said, we've got a value-priced e-bike. You want to look at it? It is a 26-inch mountain cruiser, and it's $399. I went, no way. Well, here it is. Hi, it's Jerry. Everybody's been asking for a value-priced e-bike. Well, I've got one. This is from isinwheel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I-S-I-N-wheel. They are sellers on Amazon. And so many people have been saying, isn't there a less expensive option for an e-bike? I know there's varying levels of quality, you know, depending on price, depending on deliverable. So I've been looking for something under $500 that I could do on the channel, and this isinwheel contacted me and said, we have a value-priced e-bike. Don't you want to look at it? And I said, well, how much? And it went $399. I went, you know, there's just no way. And this is going to be in a slightly reversed order. I've already got this one assembled just to start the opening of this video. Well, I'm going to put it together real quick and just show you what it's going to take to do that, and then we're going to take it out on a ride. This is going to be amazing. $399. The isinwheel 26-inch e-bike. I have it taken out of the box. This is it. Behind the camera, I do have the seat, pedals, a few other little minor accessories that we'll have to grab. They do provide me with a toolkit along with a charger. I'll show you those. Little toolkit. I'm going to attempt to put this bike together using only their toolkit. Since some of you may not have additional tools, we'll just see what it takes. I don't think it's going to take long to put it together. These assemblies usually go very, very fast. I'm not going to just run this camera the whole period of time during the assembly. I'm just going to show you some highlights here on how quickly it comes together. Let me mention this. This did come from Amazon. The box is over here to my right, and it came with no snags or tears or anything else. It was packed extremely well, had nice padding around it. I don't see any scratches, bends, or dinks or dents in it or anything like that. I'll show you those if I do find some once I get all this out, but you can see how well it's packed. All right, let's start getting the things off of here and get this guy put together. I'll just give you a close-up in case you don't see this later on. These are 26-inch by 1.9-inch. I call them a mountain tire. Not an overly aggressive tire, so I think this would be good, both gravel, sand, maybe even at the beach. I think it would be nice. So I like that. And I'm finding it does, I'll give you a close-up here, it does have disc brakes. I do not know yet whether they're hydraulic or mechanical. We'll find that out here in just a minute. All right, so the first thing that I do is I put the handlebars over, then I'm going to flip it upside down and put the wheels and the pedals on. I don't know what the instructions say, but that works well to me. And I'm going to just slightly line this up, and then again, I'm using their tools. Okay, you're going to want to get this good and tight, especially if you're going to be out there, as it is implied, a mountain bike, and jarring this thing around. All right, before I flip this over, I'm going to go ahead and put the seat on it and give me a little bit more of a base. You can see how light it is. 47 pounds, not much at all. All right. Now let me show you a trick about the wheel. All right, when you put the wheel on, if you'll notice, this comes with a, just something for shipping to keep the forks from separating. And when you put the wheel in here, when you put the wheel in, there is a disc brake here, and you want to carefully make sure that you get it put properly in that disc brake. Now this does come with what I call a quick release. So if you've got one of those carriers where you put the front wheel off, this does come with a disc with that. So be aware. And I always put the quick release on the other side where it doesn't conflict with the brake. If you've not put a bike together before, there is a right pedal and a left pedal. The threads are different, so make sure you pay attention to what's left and right. Other thing I do is just make sure anything dealing with the handlebars, if there are screws from the factory, that they're good and tight. They are loose, so you don't want to take off with these things being loose. Make sure the brakes and the shifter and all are good and tight. They are. Make sure handlebars are good and tight. All right. One other thing I'll mention is it comes with 2 keys. One comes in the toolbox and one comes tie wrapped to the front. Put one up because it'll be murder to ever get a replacement key. I can assure you of that. I'm going to check the back wheel. Make sure that it's tight. It is. Put the cap on it. Right, assembled. It took exactly 55 minutes from taking it out of the box, popping everything off of it, and assembling it. 55 minutes wasn't bad at all. Just really not a whole lot to it. This was pretty simple, not a whole lot to it. And using their tools, I didn't use any of my tools at all. If I'd had a socket set, and if I'd have used, which I have, and if I'd have used one of my T-bar Allen wrenches for the front, which I have, I may have shaved 10 minutes off this thing, but I did want to use their tools. All right, let's see how much battery we got. We've got a full battery, so we're going to take this on a test drive in a neighborhood nearby. But before I do that, let me give you some features about this bike, show you what $399 will buy you, and then I'll show you some close-up of the controls and so forth, and then we're going to hit the road. This might be fun. Bike specifications. This is the isinwheel 500 watt 26-inch wheel mountain bike. This is $399 off Amazon with the fenders. It comes with the fenders. This one did. And if you want the rear rack that goes in this, and you can see there are mounting screws already located for a rear rack. If you want to use theirs, which I recommend using the ones that you can get that fits the bike versus those that you have to hook onto the different seats and those types of things, are much better quality. And let's face it, it's $20 more, $419, but $399 for what they call the standard model. Top speed on this, we'll check it, is 20 miles per hour, and it has a 500 watt motor. They're stating that if you use this just in the electric mode, meaning not pedal assist, you can get somewhere between 39 and 43 miles. We will not be doing that in this test to see how many miles that we can get. We are going to ride it a lot. But that depends on terrain. That's why you're seeing that range. And the same thing for pedal assist. You've got 1 through 5 in your pedal assist. Depending on terrain, where you got a lot of hills and so forth, it's going to be lower. Flatter surfaces, it's going to be higher. They're estimating between 45 and 55 miles. This makes this a nice business or school commuter. This is an aluminum alloy frame. I think it's really a nice, well-made frame. It looks great. I don't see any bad welds in it. It looks well assembled. Only 47 pounds, pretty light. And then I'll show you that it has a 7-speed Shimano derailleur. The battery that you see there in the middle is a 36-volt, 374 lithium-ion battery. 300-pound load rating on 26-inch by 1.9-inch tires. Let me show you some close-ups of the features here. First of all, they do provide us with a charger, so that's always glad to see for the battery. And this has got, instead of one of those rubber floppy things, you just kind of turn it over. That's where you plug it into. The on-off switch for the battery is located here, so the bike will not operate. Some you don't have to turn the battery on, some you do. This is one of those that you have to turn the battery on for it to be able to operate. You can see a close-up now that I've got all the fenders and those types of things put on. I did mention, does it have, what type of brakes does it have? They are mechanical disc brakes. Number one, I love disc brakes. Number two, they're mechanical. I don't care. They still work really good. Isn't this frame pretty? I really like it. So, if you want to check your battery and see what your level is, let's see if I can do this. There's the level. You can see it's a fully charged battery. This is your key location to be able to take the battery off. So if you want to get you're doing a lot of long riding, you can get a second battery if you want to be able to do that. So I do have the power on, and you just press and hold this button down for just a second to be able to see the power. And you can see the screen is just a non-colored LCD. You see the battery level that's located here. You see your different modes. I'm doing this. This don't have numbers, but it steps 1 through 5. So you can see what your pedal assist is on this. You do have a speedometer here of miles per hour. You do have an odometer here of what your miles are that you've been running. So I like all that as well. Very, very nice. Probably has a handy dandy buzzer for people that get in the way. Nice headlight. Ooh, that thing is bright. Nice headlight here for the front, so your nighttime driving. I will show you this. You've got your Shimano 7-speed. So I really like this, especially if you're doing anything with high heels. I know sometimes I'm in Daytona. Jerry, you don't have high heels there. No, I don't, but I got big old bridges. So it's really nice in pedal assist to be able to adjust that. You can change that just with a thumb. I love it that they have these, what I call flared palm wrists. It takes a lot of stress out of your hands. The brakes are nice and tight and easy to operate. The only thing that we need to do now is put some air in the tires and take this out on its maiden voyage. $399. Seriously? I've got one more hill I want to try here. Again, I'm going to leave this again in pedal assist 1. And I'm looking, I should have charged my battery up. So I've moved this to Shimano 3. And again, no effort whatsoever, just going right up the hill, no problem whatsoever. None whatsoever, easy breezy. And you can kind of see the top line gives you a power rating, how much you're using. So I'll mention this, the battery was not fully charged, no doubt about it. Let's just see how far we can go. Hopefully I won't be in bike mode before long. All right, we got one more spot I want to try. I want to see how fast this thing will go. They said 20 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. And that's about right on a bike like this. No problem. All right, let's go down here and check the geese, see how they're doing. I didn't bring anything to feed them today. But we might as well go ahead and ride the bike down here and see how they're doing. They may be just happy little geese. Let's go check them out. So in loose gravel, soft sand, there's some soft sand down here. No problem. Doing a good job. Really good job. There's your geese. This means somebody's been feeding them. Well, you've got to go to the lake. If you're going to ride one of these e-bikes, you got to come down here. I see the bass fishermen off in the distance. And a pretty view of the lake. You might hear a motor running here in just a minute. Some folks are getting their new dock over there. I know they're excited about that. Great looking bike. I must tell you, I'm impressed with this thing. When I left, I didn't expect to ride the bike very far, but I've been riding it all over neighborhoods and down around the lake and just having a blast on this thing. So much fun. It's still hard to believe this is a $399 bike. So if you're interested in an isinwheel 26-inch mountain cruiser, I'm going to leave links in today's description. I'd like to thank isinwheel for providing this for us. You heard the cry of the I Love RV Life viewers. We want a value-priced e-bike, and you provided one. Lots of fun. Good price, easy to assemble. I can't say much more than that. Go look at the description for links or go out to ilovervlife.com. I'll have a little bit more information with the specs that you can see the bike there, links, and the video there as well. Thanks so much for asking me to find a value-priced e-bike. I appreciate that. And thanks again to isinwheel for providing this to us. We really appreciate those who are, providing products for us to be able to review. Do this for one reason. You got it. It's because I love RV life.